Hey everybody, what's going on? So today in this video we're going to be talking about a few things that I got for Christmas that I'm pretty excited about. And also we have 3 brand new killer baits at Doc's Lure Company that I'm super duper excited about. These things have been in the process of being made for quite a while, and I am very excited about them. Also, if you guys ever see me in any of my future videos eating a piece of candy, it's probably these little red and white mints. Some of you guys may or may not know this, but I am pretty much addicted to any kind of mint candy. And I eat the things constantly. I will literally eat them until I'm out. So if you guys see me eating any candy, that's probably what it is. So first thing we're going to talk about is a couple things I got for Christmas. I got a bunch of those. I got like a freaking tub of those red and white candies. Also, I got this ring. This thing is really cool. I hope the camera will pick it up. I don't know if the camera picked it up or not, but right here, there's deer tracks. And beside that, there's a deer head. Then beside that, there's a bow, like a drawn back compound bow. Then next to that, there's a bass and then a little fish hook. And they're like engraved into this ring. This is a pretty good size ring too. This is pretty good weight. I think it's like a 12 is the ring size that I wear. I think is a 12. And one thing I think is really cool about this ring is it's tungsten. It's literally made out of what a lot of people are switching to now for bullet weights. Now I am a little bit slower than the other millions of fishermen that use tungsten. I still use a lot of lead. I do have one tungsten weight. I had 2. And it broke off. So I don't know if that was caused by the tungsten or not. I'm hoping sooner or later I'll be buying a bunch of that Woo tungsten that seems like everybody's been talking about. It seems like it's probably the cheapest tungsten that you can really find. So I'm going to probably sooner or later end up buying some of that. But also I got this ring. I got this necklace thing here too. It's kind of hard to take off. But it's a locust that's like encased in this necklace, and also it's actually glow in the dark. I can't really show you guys because of the light on the camera, but it's actually glow in the dark, which is pretty cool, I think. So, but yeah. So, got the ring, got the necklace, got all those candies, and something else I got was this right here. This is something that I really been wanting. This was pretty much the top of my Christmas list this year. The Abu Garcia Black Max combo. So you guys may remember quite a while back in the middle of the summertime, I had an old school Black Max combo. It was an old school rod and reel combo. I actually still have the rod. The rod I use for frogging and flipping. And the reel decided it wanted to go jump in the water pretty much because it's no good. I was sitting there and I was throwing one of those 6-inch swim baits, the Doc's Lure ones, and I decided I was going to jig it up real hard and broke the entire reverse on it. So it was pretty much ruined from then on. And I've really liked Abu Garcia rod and reels. I have a spinning rod. I've used their bait casters, and I really like Abu Garcia because it's not a terribly expensive rod and reel company, and I really wanted this one here, and I got it. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's a 6:4 to 1 gear ratio, a little bit slower than my other ones. Actually, no, I think it's a little bit faster. A little bit faster than my other ones. I don't really remember. It's obviously slower than a Speed Demon because the Speed Demon is pretty much the fastest in the world. But I'm pretty excited about this. Let me see what it says here. The reel can hold 12-pound, 180 yards of 12-pound monofilament, and it can also hold 30-pound braid, 180 yards of 30-pound braid as well. Now I'm going to be putting either 17 or 20-pound Berkley Trilene. This stuff right here, just a little bit bigger. This here's 10. I'm going to be putting some 17 or 20. I'm hoping that tomorrow I'll be able to go to Walmart because I have like 30 some bucks I've saved up. And I'm going to hopefully buy some 20. I want 20-pound, but I will settle for 17. And the main reason why I want some bigger line is this rod is going to be mainly for, if I can pick it up without hooking everything else, stuff like this, top water. It's going to be used for top water a lot. Some of you guys may have noticed them on Tackle Warehouse, stuff like that, but Strike King came out with the new Mega Dog. It's like a huge, like 6-inch or 7-inch walking bait. And you guys know, the Strike King Sexy Dog is the #1 walking bait, in my honest opinion, for quality and effectiveness. I think it's probably one of my favorite baits out of all of the baits I've used, hard bait wise. And I want to get the big one, and this is definitely a rod that I'm going to be using that with. Let me spin it around here, and I'll tell you guys what it says here on this. It says 6.6 medium, which is actually a medium heavy. Something I've noticed that they do now is they don't say like medium heavy. Some of them will say like just medium, even though they're actually a medium heavy. This is a 6.6 rod. This is a 6 foot 6-inch rod, and I think that length will definitely help throwing the bigger baits. It's rated for 1/4 to 5/8 ounce baits, which I will be probably throwing a lot bigger baits on this than that. You guys know the Berkley rod that I have is also rated for 1/4 to 5/8, but I've thrown the giant swim baits on it and not really had any problems. So that's probably what I'm going to throw this. I'm going to mainly throw like big swim baits and big top water, crankbaits, stuff like that on this rod. It says 8 to 15 pound line. That, you know, a lot of rods will go a little bit lower on the actual line that you can put on it. I've seen like giant surf rods that say, you know, you can only put like 50-pound monofilament, even though it's like made for, you know, catching grouper and stuff. A lot of people will just put like 100-pound monofilament on those rods. I'm going to put 20 or 17. If they don't have 20 at Walmart, I'm definitely going to buy some of the 17-pound, just because I think that something over 15 will be okay. You know, I've used 15-pound. Heck, I've used this stuff right here. This Super Tough Trilene right here, I love that line. Easily, in my opinion, the #1 quality priced line out there. Omniflex is alright for the price. You will have to exchange it out every once in a while, but that's obvious, you know, with cheap line. But in my opinion, that line right there, I've had that line on one of my rods for almost over 2 years, and just had to change it out about 3 weeks ago. So, I mean, 2 Christmases ago, it was 2 Christmases ago, so it would be 2016, I got that rod and put this line right here on it. This 10-pound test Berkley Trilene Super Tough, Extra Tough line. I put that on it like 2 weeks later, not even 2 weeks probably, and I've had it on there ever since. And about maybe, I don't even think it was 3 weeks ago, I think it might have been 2. 2 weeks ago, I changed it out to some of this right here. And the only reason I changed it up to this smooth casting stuff was because I couldn't find any of the Extra Tough at Walmart at the time, and we weren't going to be going to Walmart for a while, and I kind of needed the line. So that was the only reason I settled for that, which is, it's good line, but I would have definitely rather had the Extra Toughs line. So now we will go ahead and talk about the 3 brand new baits at Doc's Lure Company. And I tell you what, you guys, these are going to be killers this spring and summer. I can already see it. Especially this one right here, this one that I'm holding right here. It's a smaller version of an old bait. Actually, not really an old bait, but it's a bait that has caught fish, caught some big ones. This bait is insanely cool on a Ned rig, a weightless rig, a wacky rig. I've tried it all 3 ways, and it's got an awesome action either way. And I'm super duper excited about this. This is you guys have seen the 6-inch boomstick. Here is the 4-inch boomstick. Look at that. Look at the difference in that bait. This thing is a killer already. I can already see this thing catching some good sized fish. Look at that little thing. It's tiny compared to the big 6-inch. I mean, look at the difference here, y'all. Look at the difference. Not only in length, but also in like the girth, the big roundness. It's a very finesse little 4-inch stick bait. And it's got an awesome action wacky rigged. I wacky rigged it with a little size 1 bait keeper hook, which is basically a big bluegill hook. But you know, whatever. And I also Texas rigged it with a 3/0 hook, and I also Ned rigged it with a 1/4 ounce jig head that is actually meant for swim baits. So whatever. But it's got an awesome action either way. It's a great bait. I'm super duper excited about this bait. You can get the 4-inch boomstick, 10 baits in each pack for $4. You can buy it with PayPal. I accept PayPal, and I'll leave an email in the description if I can remember to, that you can email the money to me to PayPal. Next, this bait here is definitely a bait that's been in the works for a while. I've wanted a bait like this for quite a little bit, and I finally got it, and I'm pretty excited about it. This is the all-new Mud Crawler. So you guys know the Mud Bug is a pretty popular bait, in my opinion. I've used it quite a bit. I don't have one spared out here to show you guys. I have one right here on this jig. I guess I can... Oh, there's one right here. I got it rigged up on a football head jig, but that there is the Mud Bug. You guys have seen the Mud Bug. It's a small little finesse crawdad bait. Well, this here is the Mud Crawler. So if you guys look at these pinchers, they're oversized pinchers that will definitely get the fish's attention. And if you look at them right here, they got this little ridge on the side right there, and there's a little bitty nub right there on the end, and that makes that bait just flail like crazy. Plus, it's got these little accent things right here, and when they're sitting in the water, if you sit this bait very still, I actually rigged this up on a Texas rig, and was sitting there with it in the water, and you can just see those little feelers right there just kind of shivering a little bit, and it was really cool. And that's something there that I don't see a lot of times in other baits because they don't really have this kind of stuff. A lot of companies use crawls that don't have those, and it's a very good secondary action. You know, even when you're not moving the bait, it still has a bit of action, and I really like that. So all the baits that you guys are seeing, the 4-inch boomstick and the Mud Crawler and the next bait are all in the Green Pumpkin Magic. They're available in all the colors, black, white, green pumpkin. I think this one here with green pumpkin or white on a swim jig is going to be really cool. You can get them in white, green pumpkin, black, neon pink, which I don't know why you'd want that, but hey, if you're looking for a challenge, there you go. Chicken liver, root beer. Root beer would be a really good color in that 4-inch boomstick. Transparent red and blood red. Electric blue, crystal shad. Crystal shad is a really cool color as well. We also, I don't know if I have, do I have? Yeah, I do right here. This is a new version of crystal shad that I just done up a couple days ago. This is the new, it's Crystal Magic. So you guys know the Green Pumpkin Magic is green pumpkin plastic with all different types of flake in it. Well, I decided to do it with the Crystal Shad as well. So it's got blue, silver, green, and purple flake in it. It's a really cool bait. Awesome in the clear water. And you can also get it in Cricket Brown and Junebug. I think that Cricket Brown and Root Beer will be a very, very good color in this little guy right here. But this right here, I'm super excited about this. I think this one here, rigged up weightless or rigged up on a shaky head, tossing around in the beds in the spring, is definitely going to be a killer bait. So, definitely excited about throwing this. Now, the next bait is a bait that has been in the works for about a month or two, probably, somewhere around there. I've been trying to get this bait all done up and finished for quite a little while. And this bait is actually going to take the place of another bait, but it's got a different name, and pretty excited about it. So you guys all know, I think I have one setting up here somewhere. I thought I did. Maybe I don't. Yeah, there it is right here. So you guys all knew the Jungle Hog was a pretty popular bait. I love flipping this thing. It was a great bait, but it was getting a little bit old. Didn't have the action quite like it used to at the beginning. I noticed that it had a little bit different action now than it used to. So I decided to chuck that bait out the window. It's done. So if you do have any of the Jungle Hog, I don't think anybody bought them. I think some people might have bought the Finesse Hog, which is also going away. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but the Finesse Hog and the Jungle Hog are going away. So if you have any of those were the last of them. But this bait right here is the Jungle Hog, and this bait right here, we're going to call it, Doc's Lure Company, Flip Out. F-I-L-P-O-U-T. All one word, all capital letters. Here it is. It's a 4, I think it's a 4¼ inch bait. It's a little bit bigger than the original Jungle Hog by a little bit, 1/4 inch. Jungle Hog was a 4-inch bait. This here is a 4¼ inch bait. And the reason why it's taking its place is because all you got to do to basically make the Jungle Hog is to take off these little pinchers, and there you go. But they got these little bulb things right here, and they got these little bitty whiskers right there. And I think that's a very cool little feature. If you guys also look at the ribs of this bait, it's a very deep ridged bait. That's something that I've used a lot of flipping baits in my time, and I've never really seen one with that deep of a ridges on it. Also, if you guys look at the pinchers right here, there's this little bitty ball right there. A little bitty soft plastic ball, and you can actually separate that. You can separate it right here, and you can separate it right here to give you even more action. So now when it sits on the bottom, it'll kind of sit like this right here. But these little ball right here and this little ridge on the side of the flaps will give it a ton of action when it's sitting on the bottom. Now I have 2 of these already rigged up, and I love the one on the jig. I actually got one on a Green Pumpkin Magic, a Green Pumpkin Purple jig with this Green Pumpkin Magic color. And I also have one set up on my flipping stick with a 1/4 ounce Texas rig. Pretty excited about using that this spring. That right there is the Dox Lure Company Flip Out. Really good bait, really popular, I think. It's going to be pretty popular bait. You can get them in all the colors. That color there is Green Pumpkin Magic. So one more time, we're going to go through it and probably end this video. So first thing, the new 4-inch boomstick. Super excited about that. Next, the Mud Crawler. Awesome bait right there. And then the Dox Lure Company Flip Out flipping bait. Also, one more thing before we end this video. We are thinking about getting a new dog. You guys have seen my other ones before. We're going to get a Rottweiler Husky mix. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had any experience with these dogs, but if you have any, if you've had any problems with them medically or anything like that, let me know. Also, there's 2 names that we're kind of going back and forth with Zeus and Apollo. Let me know your opinion down in the comments, and it may end up helping us pick a dog name if you even watch this part of the video. Thank you guys for watching once again. Bye.